Hi, we're online.
Yeah.
Broadcasting live from
Always.
various places on the globe.
Maya is
Wow.
here.
Hi.
Hey, she's there. Great.
Hi, Yush.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello. I was just about to frame us.
Hi, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Maya.
No, I'm just apologizing. I got the time difference wrong. Yeah, sorry. I'm here now. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hello. I was
Hi,
just
Maya.
about to, I was just about to frame in, Maya. Are you good with that, or did you want to frame in?
No.
Okay. Alrighty. So, just to give you guys a little bit of a frame of kind of what's led to our call today, is that it feels like a few weeks since I connected with you guys because I couldn't make the last call and then we canceled a few. Are you guys able to hear me okay? No. You're getting feedback? I'm wondering if we mute, if we're not speaking, that might help us. Um, Basically, what's been happening is I've been having a few kind of, well, it's thoughts and sensing and talking to Vanessa and talking to Odysseus and Nikos, and we've really been partly very busy here in Greece doing various both family and life things, but also throughout the past, I would say 3 weeks, I've been having a lot of feelings about this particular art of participatory leadership, and I couldn't really understand what I was feeling. So I started to talk to my mates here in Greece, and I started to understand that I really needed to sense with somebody on your side, and I tried to do that with Maya, but then stuff exploded in my personal life here, and I wasn't able to do that. And finally, Vanessa and I connected with Tila, I think 3 days ago, because I needed to just reflect back what I was feeling because I couldn't clarify it in myself and with Vanessa, of course. And speaking to Tila was really helpful because it helped me to understand a couple of things of what I was feeling. And the outcome of the call with Tila was I need to talk to Maya to just get a sense of another sense of it, and then to talk with you guys. So that's just the events that bring us to the call. And then I guess what I really wanted to share with you is what I've been sensing and what I've been feeling. A few things. One is the reality of any of us that are outside of Israel really understand what's going on. There's a we can read things, we can feel things, but none of us can really completely get what you guys are in. And so that's just a reality. However, how I've been reading and sensing in, both not just reading but intuiting from within myself, is that this particular war has a very particular element, and this is how I frame it. This is not how anybody else frames it. What I'm seeing is the conflict happening within Israel in your unilateral space, which is called civil war in most languages, and the emergence of actually a lot of civil unrest between different parts of your society, and also at the same time having a bilateral war with Palestinians. And so there's a particularity to the context that you're in, which I think we're all still trying to make sense of in one way or another. And the trauma that's happening is not just the trauma of fighting another, but it's fighting oneself. And so there's a very heightened context that you guys are in. I don't need to tell you this, but this is one of the things I've been sensing into. The second thing was that I zoomed into the particularity of yourselves as a core team, and I was really feeling the pressure that you guys are under about getting participants signed up, about getting money to pay us and yourselves and whoever else is part of this. And I was just feeling that we're like working under a pressure cooker. and that needed to be released somehow, that we need to talk and to look at and repattern things to just make things more easeful. The other bit that I was beginning to sense, and then speaking to Tsila as well, is that when you as a core group have to go into massive mode of selling and convincing people to come to a training, it generally means that as a core group there is some more work to be done. That does not mean that you as a core group have a problem, that you've got interaction problems or interpersonal problems. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about understanding fully what you're calling. What is the deeper purpose? Yes, there's a training, but beyond the training, what is there? And are you guys just together as a core to hold a training, or are you really calling something greater than that? Couple that with your context, and that increases in dynamic and in strength. So from talking to Tsila and then from talking to Maya, what started to come through, and this is why I couldn't understand what the hell was going on, was that actually the real help we externals can give you guys is to focus and to support you as a core to understand more what you're calling. And when I looked at our time of coming together, I saw this tightness that we're coming, we're preparing, we're doing a training, then we're doing something with Amit's people, and then we're leaving, and there's no time for the core group. There's no time for us to make sense. There's no time for you guys to learn and to deepen into what you're in. And that's when I started to realize why I've been so uncomfortable. Because we can come in as the sweet little AOPL experts, do a training, and bugger off. I don't think that's what Israel needs right now. And that's not what you guys need. So I spoke with Maya, and I started to, because what I don't want you guys to think as a core, because you've worked your asses off in what you've been doing, and you've been doing it with a lot of love and care, is I don't want you guys to think that we don't want to come and do a training. We are absolutely coming, and we want to be there and do what needs to be done. However, I have felt that we need to do more with you as a core and then open up to other people. Your training is too expensive for people. It's really simple. If we could reduce the cost, I think you would widen the scope of people who could make it. And so I have also done some background work with my mates to see how we could reduce our fees if we reduce our time there, because one thing is connected to the other. And basically, speaking to Maya yesterday, we started to see a slight repatterning. And I'll speak it, and then I'll shut up, and we can pass the piece and check in and see what we feel. Is that we would still come on the 8th of September, which is the due date that we are due to come. We would meet as a hosting and core team on the 9th of September to prepare. This is the big repattern, and so take a deep breath here. Stay with 4 days, but the first 2 days, I would love us to work as a core team to really, really give you guys the space to deepen into understanding what the hell you're holding, and to actually make it a 2-day initial training on the 13th and 14th, which immediately would reduce the price for people. It would make it easier for people to join because it's 2 days, not 4 days. And it would really give people the chance to get the basics, be in a generative space together, and then we could also be looking to plan something in a couple of months that we would do a longer training if there's the need for that. But I'm just speaking that without knowing what the next steps are, because I would want to find the next steps with you guys. So the other piece that was coming through and was really bugging me, and I couldn't understand it, was this whole thing with Amit's people and the master class and then going for a 1 day and blah, 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 blah. And I realized from speaking to you, Ram, but also yesterday speaking to Maya, that a big thing about that is the 10,000 shekels that they're offering you guys. And again, it's connected to this thing about needing to release the money, or release the pressure around the money. So for me, what I would like to do is instead of trying to squeeze that into this visit, I would like to meet with Amit's people, understand what the hell they're really wanting to do, and come back in November and do more work with you guys. November, December. So instead of us trying to squeeze everything in 2 weeks, can we have a week together and then plan the next steps? Can we deepen into understanding your purpose, and can we open it up, make it more affordable for people? So that's basically what has been emerging. It's up for discussion. It's up for us to talk about and kick around. But I really felt a sense of responsibility as a steward, as an elder of this practice, to speak my truth, because something wasn't feeling connected, and I haven't engaged enough with this, so I take my responsibility for that. And so really wanting us to kind of crack the right pattern for this visit. I'll stop there. I'm going to place a talking piece in the middle, which is a stone from my local beach called Castri. And I want to place it in the middle and invite you guys, and invite all of us, including myself, to basically pass the piece with reflections, triggers, ideas. And I'm really inviting us to hold on to fears of this not happening or failing. That's not what we're talking about. We're actually wanting to make it stronger. And at the same time, if there's concerns or fears, let's speak them. So the stone is in the middle, and love to hear your voices.
So I think I can pick up the piece shortly. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Hearing me? Yes.
We hear you.
Okay, cool. Dror, there's someone with you? Baruch is also with you? Okay. So what I heard yesterday with Maria, and what I understood is that maybe we need to see, in spite of everything that we planned, maybe we need to check if we have and we wish for some flexibility in a few certain areas. One is our finances, and just talking to Maria yesterday, we already felt some adjustments could be done. For instance, Nikos is scared, his wife is scared of coming to Israel at this time, and for us it would be financially much easier, so Nikos is now not coming. So that's one thing, but then other than that, seeing how we can change the finances, shortening the time and lowering prices and such. And the second is playing around with, how long we want the training for, and what I felt yesterday when talking with Maria regarding the core team is that our team is amazing, but then the thing that I'm not sure about, and this is my uncertainty, people might feel differently, is what is it we are actually calling in? Because we've been calling it a training, and we've been wishing for a training, but maybe the time that's needed now is something different, and that's the kind of flexibility I wish to allow ourselves. And then the last thing is that building the relationship with the Machon Lechinuch Demokrati, with the MITS people, which I feel is a very important and long-lasting partnership, building it brick by brick could be something that we might want to see. So that's what I want to add. Thank you. Putting the piece back, the beautiful rock from Castres.
Mayush, I just realized that I was on mute and you didn't hear that I said that you look beautiful than ever.
Grazie.
Can you hear me again? Grazie.
I really like these Israeli men. Really like them.
Italy looks beautiful on you. I'll pick the piece. It sounds great to find ways to lower the cost. Maria, if you can give me numbers so I can start calculating. And also, just to make sure that I understand the concept for the dates, you will arrive on the 8th and leave when? I didn't get that.
We probably leave around the 15th.
Okay.
Like, I think there's an evening flights on the 15th.
And it's just
I
you,
think
Vanessa, and Odysseus.
It's me, Vanessa, and Odysseus. 3 people.
So, Ram, I think before we actually go to dates, and restructuring, we should kind of stop and ask ourselves, okay, so we do understand, or at least we feel that we might want some more time for the core group. This is something that Maria brought in, and it really connected with me in the sense that I think we have been feeling that what we are doing as a core group is much bigger than a training. So that really, really feels right. So if we can try and see how we want to change and play around with, first of all, time of the core group, secondly, time of training or whatever we want to call it, and thirdly, finances. Before we go into the dates, maybe we need to understand what we want and then the dates will follow. Sorry, I didn't pick up the piece and put it back.
Hi. First of all, I just like to ask you, Maya, if you'll be able to talk a little higher with your face, so I can see your beautiful mouth as you speak. But that's it. And you also, I have to join Ram and say you really look beautiful there. So thanks for that. I have to share my feelings with this plan, with this ideas. First of all, I think that there is a consensus about the fact that this workshop is too expensive for Israelis. It's not that much too expensive, by the way. I've been talking with some of the registrants, and they've been saying that approximately, if it was something like 30 or 25% cheaper than it is, then it will be a perfect cost, like an acceptable cost for this kind of workshop. So we're not that far from there. We just have to, like to try to how do you say in Hebrew, to circle out the square? Yeah, like that's the phrase.
Out of the square?
No, to circle the square, לרבע את המעוגל. סליחה, לעגל את המרובע. Like to try to fix things in order to make the finances work. Adjust it a little bit, yeah. Maybe we don't need a revolution, but just a small evolution of the finances. About the idea to make the training shorter, it's also acceptable by me. I have to say that it's something I would rather have as we planned it, but because I love that idea. But I'm also willing to let go, and I can also see that if it helps the greater cause, then I'm in it. And I think that's basically what I have to add. So thanks.
Hi. Do you hear me?
Yes, very clearly. Yeah.
Okay, so happy to see you all. And I mainly and first of all feels right with it, and I really appreciate you guys for being close to your accurate emotions about the situation and about the process we're in. And I feel very well after the circle we had 2 days ago with this solution that also came birth from your conversation with Zila, because I feel she was the spectator and involved in that circle that brought to this kind of a solution, which I feel that is very accurate with the process that the core team is in Israel, because there are some of the core team that didn't have the chance to meet you guys or to exercise the charm and to practice it. And also, I feel that it's more accurate with you meeting the Machon Lechinuch Demokrati, the partners, and before designing a certain kind of process with them. So it's really right to do it in a bulk, to head it to November or December, the way you suggested. And what else I wanted to say? Uh, of course, that pragmatically, 2 days are better off for a community that wants to join the workshop. And wow, I feel really mostly emotionally with this suggestion very well. So thank you.
I just have to add to take back the talking stick for a second and just relate to the war thing. You know, the war, the shooting, and everything. So I think there is a beside the trauma that Maria has already talked about and referenced that we're all experiencing here which is like a multi-layer trauma. There is also this will or this motivation to kind of live out this war, outlive maybe this war by trying to stay with our routine during the times of this war. So I don't think it's quite working, but I can see that incentive trying to play its role around the table. And so I also have to say that I also feel this, it's playing its role within me and saying that, okay, we can live it out, we can work it out, everything is fine. Although there is war, we can still keep our routine and keep everything in its place. And I can also say that just before this conversation here, I've been working with Joe around the issue of gathering support from the global AOPL network or AOH network in order for us being able to sustain the financial issues. And we've been quite optimistic about our capabilities to engage with that network. So it's kind of holding this contrast together, like holding this ambivalence uh, between seeing this trauma and this very peculiar situation that we're in, and then trying to keep the peace inside at least, or trying to keep the routine. Thanks.
I'd like to pick up the piece because I really understand what you're saying from what we've been living here in Greece. We are living an economic war and continue to do that here. And it's so subtle and it's so insidious, it's disgusting. Um, but, and I really hear what you're saying because that's what we're doing. That's our resilience. We just keep going. We keep living what we live. We can't pay our electricity bills. They cut our electricity. We can't pay our taxes. They take us to jail. But we just keep living every single day. So I really feel that, and that is one of the greatest resistances that can happen. So it's very alive in me as I hear your words. The other pieces that I wanted to add from my own humbleness and humility is that this is a situation that all of us coming, myself, Vanessa, and Odysseus, will not have lived before. So we have to also host ourselves. And that is one of the things that is really important, because if we come in thinking that we're the almighty ones, and you guys think we're the almighty ones, we're going to fall flat on our asses, because that's what happens in life. So I'm coming with a lot of humility about knowing that I'm going to be stepping into a massive learning container myself, and we are going to have to work together. And that's the other reason why the more I thought about the core team and spending time with you guys is because I really want to host those 2 days as a core, as all of us. We will become part of
Hi, we can't hear you, Maria. I don't know why. It said Ramaprat muted Maria or something like that. I don't know why.
Okay, I'm
By
muted.
But
I'm muted. I'm
by
back. Okay,
mistake,
you can see me talking. No,
I
can you
pressed
see
the
me
wrong
now?
button.
approximately from the part of falling on our asses, I think.
Yes. Okay, so I was following on my app, and it's this thing about we're all going to need to host the actual 2 days together. And that was one of the reasons why I wanted us to work as a core team as well, so that there is a stronger container between us in holding the space for more people to join us on those 2 days. But also, there is something about what I really feel we might be offering you guys is not how do you host a World Cafe, how do you do an open space. I think you guys already do that. You don't need us for that. I mean, let's be real. What I think you guys are calling us in for, because I've been thinking to myself, like, why do y'all need us? You know, why do you all? And it's not about needing us, but what I think calls us in is your own capacities to cultivate presence. Right now, what creates transformative change is not so much, it is conversations, but it's the presence we have the conversations from. And in Chamos, which is beyond the chaos that you guys are in, presence becomes even more important. How we stand in the face of all of this is what makes or breaks it. And so for me, that's what I want. That's why I want to spend time with you guys as a core group so we can deepen into some of these things. And really, really, yes, also what are you calling, but what is being called inside you? It's not just the external activities. It's also the internal activities and what's going on. You guys are stepping into a leadership position with what you're doing. So to prepare yourselves internally is very, very important because the quality of what you do externally is absolutely impacted on your internal fields and your abilities to stand in the face of things. So yeah, I just wanted to share that. One is that I'm coming as a learner too. Please know this. And that I hold with huge humility and humbleness the what we're stepping into, and that I need you guys as much as you need us. That's one thing. And then the other is that I really want us to look at what does it mean to be a core. It's not just practical activities that need to get taken into place. It's creating a magnetic field of resonance. How does that happen? And for us to really be in that practice together for 2 days. All right, I'll shut up and put the piece back. See if any more voices wish to speak.
I'd like to speak for Amit. Do you hear me?
Yes, we do. Thank you.
Okay. I wrote her a mail last night, and she answered that making the workshop shorter feels for her really nice and kind of in her body. She said that it really feels nice. Even she mentioned that we can lower the price just by cooking ourselves or asking people to bring food. So she even went to details like this. And also working with the core team was very sounded very good for her. So she's, in general, she's very much in favor of this flexibility. And she said that she also felt a kind of attention that she couldn't express, and she was happy that somebody else was expressing it. So that's it for Amit. Then I'll speak later.
So I'll pick up the piece. I want to say that I would really prefer to have a 3-day workshop for two main reasons. One is that I want to offer this opportunity, and I think that with only 2 days, the chance to get to like a deep practice. 2 days is a taster. I think 3 days is a minimum. And it's it's also for us as a core team who wants to have the experience of hosting. That's a big part of our learning experience, is to actually host other people. So I would really be happy if we can keep it for 3 days workshop and another day for the core team. The good days for a workshop in Israel is Sunday is not a good day for a workshop for the general public. It's better to have a workshop from the 11 to the 13, and then maybe have a day for summary and deepening with the core team on the 14th. That's my what I'm thinking about the flow right now.
So I'll just pick up the piece. I mean, it's doable. And I too have a dilemma because yes, 2 days does not give. Usually, an art of hosting training, by the way, are 3 days long. Just to let you know that they're not 4 days. We Greeks have extended it because we wanted to bring in the real relationship and partnership piece that Itzhak Mendelssohn was holding. But a 3-day is what an unusual art of hosting training is. So it would be possible, and this is another pattern, we have the 9th in our diaries, right? We could have our first day as a core on the 9th, and that's for you guys. It's not a preparation day, it's a core day. And we're going to work with the purpose of the core and deepening and dreaming what you're really calling in. We don't know where we're going to get to it, but we'll work with that. The 10th would be a day off and final preparations, whoever can do it. And then we would do 11th to 13th is the AOPL training, as Ram was saying. And then we would have the 14th as a core group to reflect and then take it forward. That's another pattern, and it's possible. So again, let's just sense what this is part of the co-creation, you guys. This is part of feeling what's best. Obviously, again, there would be a reduction in the price. Baruch, you were saying 25 to 30%. Let's see how we could reduce. Yeah, could we go there? If we can't make it 30%, can we make 20% or 25% reduction on a day? So yeah, that is a possibility, Ram. So just wanted to speak that clearly in.
I'd like to pick up.
Okay. I just want to add about what I said about the pricing is that people here in Israel tend to look at workshop that is approximately $80 to $100 a day as something reasonable. So if we talk about 3 days, then it has to be even more than 20% off in order to be like something that people would consider reasonable. I just have to say that it's reasonable in terms of the like in terms of financial crisis, reasonable, because if it was a workshop for I don't know, diamond traders, then what? Or something with high-tech corporate convention or anything, then it would be probably $200 a day for participants, and it would be also reasonable. But this is the atmosphere of I would call it, of the social leadership in this time of a social crisis in Israel, if we can call it that way. Thanks. I'm passing on.
I'd like to pick up the piece shortly, just to say that I have a certain uncomfortable feeling, which is why I wanted to meet here, regarding our partnership with the Machon. Just because we have offered them this day on the 18th, and then to take it back and to say, okay, let's just meet in September, and like this is, I think it's a good idea, but I feel that Amit needs to, say if she feels comfortable about offering this partnership and then kind of pulling back from that. So that's like a professionalism or something like that, which Amit is not here to speak of. So I have some uncertainty regarding that, putting the piece back.
I'll take the piece. I was yesterday in the Machon with Anat. We haven't sent you out the conclusions yet of the meeting, but I think there is still a they are not sure what is this day on the 18 means for them, and they really do, we say in Hebrew they don't know how to eat it. Okay. And there's still a work to be done there. So if I think even Amit will be satisfied if some of the work that we do in September is to build a relationship with the Machon for a day in November, or even a more meaningful relationship to build with them.
Because I also work there, I feel that it's a good idea to build it slowly and to make them understand what it is. And if they want to send people already to our workshop, so then more people from the Machon will know what it is all about. And then the conversation will be different around it. Also, I'm going to give a lecture about what I was doing in Woodstock, which is more or less what we're talking about in a different context. And this will also give them more ideas of what is this work. So I don't think it will be such a kind of stopping a process that is already done.
I'd just like to pick up the piece because that is really my practice. And thank you, Ram, for what you said. When I get a sense that people don't know what the hell they're preparing or eating, like you said, then it's really not wise to go ahead and do something. Well, the wise thing to do is have a preliminary meeting. So either on the 10th or the 15th, I could leave on the 16th, we have a meeting with whoever it is that's really calling this. And as you just said, if one or two of them could come to the AOPL training, even if they can't come for the 3 days, and I would make an exception for them because they are a partner, even if
they're coming. The CEO is coming for sure, and probably 10 of the employees will be there.
Yeah, Amit said that there will be more than 10 people coming from that.
That's fabulous, because we can even use the training to help them get an understanding in open
Exactly.
space, what they want. So we might not even need a special meeting, but if they want it, I could leave on the 16th if it's necessary. But it's going to be, I mean, this is what happened with Heschel. We went in and worked with Heschel. They liked us, kind of knew something, but they didn't know what the hell it really was. And it was really hard work. It took us a while. Then they finally did something, and they understood it. A few of them came, and it was a different relationship. So I think, yeah, I wouldn't worry, Maya. I think this is just falling into place from what I'm hearing. Yeah.
Dror, can I ask you to pick the piece?
I will take the piece.
Thank you.
You know, what I'm feeling is that out of this conversation, there is still need to be time to let things sink down. Because more than the reality here is shifting all the time. One day it's a chaos, one day it's an order, one day it's all together emotionally, outside, inside, politically, socially, and it's hot. And it's exactly what we experience in the circle. It's also exactly what we experience now, and I'm very much in appreciation to you, Maria, for the honesty that you're bringing, and the open conversation about your own fear and your own concern about coming here and do the training here, but also being a learner. And we all, during this process, I think, learning a lot. For me, most of everything, if you do 3 days or 4 days, or it's about the strength of the circle. This is what I see sustainable at the moment. Because the 4-day workshop is not really sustainable from my point of view. It's a training, people coming, people going. But the long-term process that's happening in the process of the start. Maya started in Ram and Baruch and Tomer that was visiting and do the training in Greece, and then it continued, and then other people joined. So for me, any decision we're taking, it's more about the circle is feel that this is what we want. Everybody is in lining with the decision and not stepping into confusion. We need to take one decision as a circle and be committed to the next step, knowing that more challenges will come. Because I see this pattern that's happening. Not only in this project, in other projects I'm involved, there is chaos, and then there is fear coming, and there is reality that shooting missiles on us, and literally. And then we're coming together again, and then we need to moderate the situation to see how we can keep holding the balance. This is what we're doing now. We think, okay, that and that happened. This is the feeling, and now we're trying to shift and to see what needs to be done to hold the container. This is the most important thing. And the feeling of the people that we cannot hold the container in 4 days, and the circle is including the Greek team, of course. So we should not do it 4 days. We should take a decision that we feel that we able as a team, as individuals, to hold the space to other people, to create the safe container, the comfortable container, as it's possible in this reality, that this is the biggest need, the feeling of safety, and the opportunity to be heard without getting attacked back in any channels. It's again, I'm not going into practicality because I wanted the money and the decision and time and to think in for a day or two, that we can understand the practical stuff better and what is the offering, the new offering that we're bringing to the people, and the invitation, what is the new invitation we want to send out. Also to explain about how we communicate it outside without creating more confusion with the potential participant. This is for me another level. But for sure, to take any step that we need to be able to hold the container well, and at the same time understanding that we are in a war zone. It's also, even if we planning ahead and we're feeling that we can do it, another challenge can come. So just to take it into consideration. I'm putting the feedback. Thank you.
I just want to pick up the piece and just speak what's in my heart right now. I just feel a tremendous honor to be working with all of you. Your wisdom, your strength, your resilience, and your love for life is really touching me, all of you. And I just want you to know that I personally will come on the 8th of September. And if we're having conversations in the streets of Tel Aviv, that's where it's going to take place. If it's going to be a training, it's going to take place there. If it's going to be, it doesn't really matter. What matters to me is this incredible commitment to just being with you. And I just feel that very, very deeply inside me. So I just wanted to speak what's in my heart and not just keep it silent. So peace is back.
I'm taking the piece, and I wanted to say something like what you've just said, Maria. I feel this care and generosity coming out of this team. The care for what's happening here and the commitment to make it a better place, and also the generosity to invest time and energy in creating newness and opportunity for new things to emerge. So I'm really touched by this. And I feel that what we're doing is kind of a dance between masculine energy that wants to go ahead and just do it, and feminine energy that takes into consideration also everything that is around, except of the arrow just that wants to manifest things. And it's so beautiful to have such men around that can dance with this masculine and feminine energy. For me, this is a different level of being really touched by this. So, and a little practical thing is that because I land on the 9th in the morning at 4 o'clock in the morning, I would love us to start a little bit later so I can have a couple of hours sleep before we go into this core team meeting. So I will be completely present, because this is what is it all about. And yeah, so any format is good for me in that sense. I put the piece back.
So I'll pick up the piece shortly. Just to say that other than all the beautiful things that I've said, the thing that that I feel proud of myself and of the team is our ability to be flexible, just to kind of see reality and say, okay, we're not attached to anything that we've built, and we're ready to see, to feel anew what is happening. And that, for me personally, is just really incredible. Very proud of that. Putting the piece back.
So I just want to bring in a little bit the economy piece, if I can, for just 5 minutes, because that's something that we need to release ourselves of and hold it in our consciousness. We're not letting it go like we don't need it, but release the tension around it. So I spoke to Odysseus this morning.
Excel, not in my consciousness.
I spoke to Odysseus this morning. I haven't been able to speak to Vanessa, but we there's a couple of things. One, for both Odysseus and I, we really feel that working with you guys for us is part of our solidarity with you and being part of a core. So we don't expect payment for working with you as a core. We're working ourselves. You see, we're receiving ourselves too. So that does not, so if we do like the 9th and we do the 14th together, or we do the 9th, the 11th, and the 12th, whatever pattern we decide, we're showing up as core members, as you guys are, right? So we want to participate and show our solidarity in that way. And then it would be the training more than anything. And what Odysseus and I felt, just at a very intuitive level, we didn't sit down and write this, but if we could earn for that week somewhere around 1,000 euros each, plus our flights and accommodation paid, whatever, we would be very happy with that. So if I haven't confirmed that with Vanessa, so I can't say that's what she would go for, but if you take 1,000 euros, I don't know exactly what that is, but let's say it's around $1,500, that you're looking at a maximum of around $5,000 in our fees, and then our flights, whatever that's going to cost, I don't know. So it's our travel expenses. Now, the other piece that, so go ahead.
5,000 for you, Odysseus and Vanessa.
That's right. That's in dollars, and that including, and then add the travel, which we need to look at, and then book tickets. And I suggest that we book our tickets like ASAP. If you guys can book it for us, that will help our cash flow. If you can't, I can do that for us. So it's possible for us to cover the, to at least, and then get paid later for that. So that's the other thing I wanted to just open that space up in terms of the finances. And then the other piece is to really, really advise you guys to create, I don't know if this will, I don't want to change your marketing around it, but we really have worked with a range price in Greece. And it has really worked. Like from 250 to 900 euros is what the AOPL costs in Greece. And people offer what they can and a little bit more. There are even people that can't afford the 200, and we say yes to them because we can feel that they are ready to step in. And sometimes you will get the economy to 50 people instead of just 55 people. So it's you guys need to decide this. You're positioning this in Israel. I am not. But there is this real dance in working with the art of participatory leadership, which is also core to its quality and its energy, which is, yes, we work with economy, but we are more than profit. So our motivation is much more than just the profit. And value is not just financial. It's more than that. So you work with the diversified economy, and you actually work, we just did an AOPL in Bulgaria. The team was really open with the whole participants, what was going on with the economy. And they hadn't reached the economy they decided, and they told them on the last day, and people actually put more money in to help because that was, they knew what the value was then. They didn't know the value from the beginning. So I'm just speaking this because there's that dance between the traditional way that we work with economy and this new economy that's emerging. And it's always a dance. And so I just really want you guys to maybe offer a range to people. So if there are people that can only pay the $100 a day that Baruch was talking about, then they paid $300 if we're going for a 3-day. But then there are other people that can say, I can pay $500 or I can pay more. So I don't know how you guys feel about that, but the way I would also communicate this out to people, including the people that have registered, is to say we're realizing from talking to people we need to get more flexible. So we're shortening it. We're reducing the price, and if you wish to still offer us the money that you were going to offer us, then that's great because it'll help somebody else come. If you can't, then of course reduce the price. But it's just, it's making this a human interaction rather than a transactional thing. And that fits more with the actual energy or spirit of what the art of participatory leadership is. All right, I'll put the piece back.
We lost Dror and Baruch.
They said they will be back shortly after they fix the technical detail.
Okay.
I just want to add that we have another partner in the equation, which is the Machon.
Yeah.
And now we need to figure out the Excel, and then see that they're also happy with it. I think they will be. But, just saying, we need to also do that.
You talk about the price of the place? Or something else?
All budgets. The the budget is going through them. So if we want to buy plane tickets, maybe they can do it. I will have to check with them.
Okay.
We're back. We're
I
sorry.
think you guys, and
I'm just saying that my computer was crashing. So we're back and listening. Thank you.
so I want to pick up the piece to say that this feels really, really right. The more like I've slept on it since talking to Maria yesterday, and now hearing you guys, just feels like reducing the prices, shortening the training, and taking off the add-ons just feels really right, and giving more time to the core team. This feels really, really accurate. I really feel it's really right, putting the piece back.
I think it really also, in a perfect way, speaks the fears we brought to the circles 2 days ago. And we tried, each and every one of us, to describe the certain ache we have, and that's the image of it as I feel it. And the solution which we find together here is practically answers most of our attempts to describe it back there in the circle. So it feels really right. And I want to thank you because I got back to the circle 2 days ago feeling the strengths of it, and it just shows how you guys are a part of it because you felt the energy perfectly, and you answered it. You answered our fears and the way we described them. So practically, I'm sure we'll find the best ways to fulfill it together. That's it. Thank you.
So I've been sitting here thinking of the pattern, and I also need to tell you guys that I have to leave like in about 10, 15 minutes maximum, 15 minutes, because I've got to take my sister to the bus station. I've been sitting here with a pattern, and I just wanted to offer this and see how it lands, because this is how I work. This is how we work. You speak something and you see if it's intuitively right. What if our core day, our first core day, was on the 9th of September from 12 to 8 p.m. We Greeks love to work in the evenings, and I'm sure you Israelis do too. So that gives you some space, Tila. It also gives us some space. So from 12 to 8, and then we have some good food together, maybe at night. You know, something that we can. The
Yes.
10th, the 10th is a day off, letting us just because I think some people couldn't meet on the 10th. So we don't have that day, but we do any final preparations, those of us that can. And we have our training from the 11th to the 13th. So we stay with the 3-day, which gives people the right, it will help them to deepen into things. And then we have the 14th as our second core day to harvest, reflect, and look at the way ahead. Now, in speaking that pattern, what I'm very clear is that it is different if we had 2 days together, 11th and 12th as a core, because we'll sleep on something, it'll deepen, and we'll be much more ready. But I'm also personally feeling that maybe 3 days is right. You know, the emotionality, what people are in, it might be that the first day people are really just arriving and orienting to the training, huh? And then, like, to only have one more day is too much. It's too soon. It's too little. And so to have 2 days will at least allow people to deepen a bit more into themselves and into the pattern. So I don't know how that sounds, the alternative would be that we meet on the 9th to prepare, and then we actually have the 11th and 12th. But I really heard that the 14th is not a good day. Sunday is not a good day for people. So I'll see. Yeah. So how does that land for people? Is that the pattern that we should go for, and then you can start to communicate to the people? Or do we need to sleep on it and email each other and then see? I leave that for you. We might not need to decide. We might need to sleep on it. Pieces back.
This sounds
It's
good
also
to me.
just wanted to say that we need to add it to the rest of the members of the circle, to all of them. That's it.
I don't hear you, Tomer. Can you
I
repeat,
said,
please?
I just said that we need to bring it to Meitav and Liron, and also I connected with Amit.
With Amit is
Right?
fine. She already gave this suggestion beforehand, so I know that it will be fine, exactly as we say it.
I feel, Tomer, that I agree with you that it would be it does need to, we do need to see how they feel about it, but I do feel that most of us are here, and we knew that this was going to be a crucial call, and we tried to gather people around the concept of making the decision. So I think it would be okay to try and make a decision and then see, just because I feel that if we need to change things, we need to change them now, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, practically the only one that is not here is Liron, because Meitav wrote that she gives us empowers us to decide. So yeah, I agree.
So Ronchu will be okay with it. I think Liron will be okay with it.
Okay.
I want to bring another voice and not to take the piece if it's okay, and saying that for me, just because I see what's happening inside of me and outside, to take another 24 hours to observe it again and to see and to check and maybe to have some small talks with each other and kind of seeing it again, seeing the full picture of it, the financial one, the logistic one, the communication part, another 24 hours, and I'm really understanding the other side that also want to get clarity. But for me, this is my need, is to take some more 24 hours just to flip over, but also take it inside my system. No, you want to add something? Okay.
Just agree with you. I'm saying I agree.
Yeah. I really agree too. I didn't think that, but when I sometimes hear the voice, I agree with it, and I'm very happy. If we need to, you going? I'll see you tomorrow. Okay. Much love. So what I feel is that if I could connect tomorrow if we want to come back on a call, or that we just email each other. I don't know. But I'm happy to come back on a call. I'm available and want to make myself available to this, because this is part of the hosting, you guys. We're hosting ourselves. We're becoming a core. This is the practice. This is it. So I'm really for the 24 hours. I realize I want to sleep on it too. And I also want to try and get a hold of Vanessa and speak to her and just go through it with her and give her I've written to her, but I want to speak and hear her voice and hear how she is as well. So, but I'm available for a call if others are, or else we go for email, whatever feels right.
We also need Vanessa's confirmation on the budget side, the economy
Yeah.
side.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also, Maria, just to let you know, I think that Dror has been recording this call, right? Like, and the rest of our team and Vanessa too can just view the conversation. So if that helps.
That's fabulous. Thank you.
So we're checking out.
Yep, I just need to go and run and get my cord because my computer's going to close. Hang on. Okay, yes, let's check out. With just
Rama.
Huh?
I just want to put something before checking out, that just to see how we're continuing from here. Just for clarity, if we can sum up the kind of the last offer or the last pattern, that we know what we need to agree on.
I've written it
And
out. I'll send it in our WhatsApp right now.
Better mail. We can. Want me to mail it?
mail.
Before we
It's
close,
this.
Hey, wait. Now you have to speak so I can also see the video.
Ah, sorry. Yeah, so this is what I wrote down from what Maria has offered us. It's the 9th from 12 till 8 p.m. as the core team time, first core tea time, and then the 10th as a day off for whoever wants it, and then a day of prep for the training.
Guys, Maria has to go and
For
Tila wants
those
to say
of us
something.
who
We can
can.
close it between us.
The
I cannot hear Maya
13th
anyhow.
would be that. I'm done. Thank you. Sila, you can go.
Okay.
Maria, you need to check out.
No, I'm fine. It just Tila. I would love to hear Tila, and then I will need to check out.
Yeah. I'm fine with everything that was happening here and the results. And I just want to raise a question that we had in the circle and also in our conversation. It's about inviting people from Europe and also inviting Palestinians who have a translation. We mentioned this. We will not discuss it now. I just want to say that it's quite urgent to discuss it because Maria, you said that you sent something that it's not so much for Europeans, this thing. So I wanted to go deep into it, but we can do it either by mail or tomorrow. I just wanted to put it on the table so it won't be dismissed. So thank you very much.
So my loves, I do have to pick up the piece and check out. I'm sorry about this, but a bus will not wait for us. So I just want to say that I'm leaving this call with just things falling in place within myself. I have to say I've gone through agony about this. And the biggest agony is because I love you guys and I love your amazingness in what you're calling. I really want to be there for you. But I also had to listen to the stuff that was going on inside me, and I had to practice doing something about it. So I called Maya yesterday with a lot of fear in my heart and a lot of love, and the love won out. And I did the same thing coming to this call, and the love has won out again. And I think we rock, and I think we're on to the right thing. And I'm available tomorrow if you want to talk. Just text me, let me know. And I love you guys. So much, much love. And I place the piece back. And I am going to have to go, so I'm going to have to sign off and not hear your checkout. But let me know about tomorrow. Much love.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
יפה.
כן,
יפה.
עברנו לעברית פתאום.
נכון. רם, מה היו הסכומים שהוזכרו? רק שאני אדע בשביל ההבנה.
1,000 יורו לשבוע.
לכל אחד מהם.
כל אחד מהם ועוד טיסות.
ועוד טיסות, אוקיי.
טיסות ו-accommodation, אגב, שזה כאילו אצלנו, אבל כאילו במחיר הקודם...
אני לא שומעת את מי שמדבר.
את לא שומעת אותי, צילה? זאת מאיה. לא משנה.
עכשיו כן, בטח. אוקיי, יש מישהו עוד שצריך משהו? אנחנו רוצים עוד לדבר?
אני לא שמעתי את מאיה, אני שמעתי ממרי.
טוב, יש לנו קשיים.
כן.
נשארנו הצוות הישראלי ויש לנו קשיים.
נכון.
מאיה, את פה? אוקיי.
ברוך,
מאיה
יש
לא שומעים.
מאיה, שאת איתנו? יכולה לסמן משהו? אוקיי. טוב, אני רק, האמת אני שמח לראות שהצטרפת רם.
לא, קרס לי המכשיר.
הכל בסדר. אז כן, יש פה, זו שיחה עם קריסות כאלה, חלק מהאופי המלחמתי. אני רק רוצה להגיד דבר ראשון שעולה לי בראש זה ענייני הנקודות טיסה, יש מצב שזה חלק מהדברים שאנחנו יכולים לקבל מהתורמים שלנו, זה פשוט נקודות frequent flyer שיכולות להקל על עלויות טיסה. אז אני אומר את זה עוד פעם, למרות שכבר אמרתי בעבר. ואני אומר גם שכאילו שוב אני חוזר על זה שאם אנחנו מדברים על משהו כמו 300 שקל ליום, ואנחנו בסדנה של 3 ימים, אז זה בעצם המחיר, בוא נקרא לזה המחיר המינימלי המתקבל על הדעת על ידי אנשים, זה משהו כמו 900 שקל לכל הסדנה.
זה לחלוטין, ברוך, די שעושים את השיחה הזאת מול אקסל ולא...
כן, אז לא, אז אני פשוט אומר, כי כאילו אני הרגשתי שזה היה קצת פחות מהודק כשדיברנו על מה התכוונתי כשאמרתי כשהמחיר צריך לרדת ב-20%. אז בסדר. ודבר אחרון, זה שאני נשאר עם קצת סימן שאלה לגבי המקום של המאמץ שאני מוביל יחד עם דרור, שדרור מוביל יחד איתי, לא משנה, לגבי הנושא של האיסוף משאבים מהקהילה הבינלאומית לנוכח השינויים שאנחנו עושים כרגע. אז אני שם את זה ככה פתוח על השולחן.
אז אני אגיד שוב, אני תכף אעשה אקסל שכולם יוכלו לראות ושתוכלו להסתכל על המספרים, אבל המאמץ לדעתי היחיד שצריך להיות פה זה להביא אנשים לסדנה, זה הדבר היחיד שהוא רלוונטי, זה הדבר היחיד שהוא... ההצלחה והכישלון תלויים בו. ואם אנחנו לא מתאבדים על זה עכשיו בימים הקרובים, אז למרות השינוי שעשינו לא תהיה סדנה. אם לא יהיו אנשים שבאים לסדנה.
טוב, הדבר הממשי כרגע שאנחנו עושים זה נפגשים מחר ב-12, נכון?
כן. מי שיכול.
אז בואו נעשה צ'ק-אוט עם צילה.
כן.
וניפגש מחר ב-12.
אוקיי. נראה לי שאמרתי הכל כבר.
אמרת הכל צילה, וכמו שרם ניסח את זה יפה בצ'ק-אוט שלו במעגל, מאוד הורגש כשחסרת ומאוד מורגש כשאת ישנה, כי מאוד, אני חושב שגם דייקת לנו את הדברים כרגע. וזו גם התחושה שלי כאן עכשיו מהשיחה הזאת, לא יודע, התאבדות זה מושג קשה, אבל בסדר, עכשיו יהיה יותר קל לנו להמשיך לחיות עם הסדנה, ומעבר למה שאנחנו עם הסדנה. יאללה, מחר.
יופי.
מבחינתי אני יכול להגיד שהכל בסדר. צריך לעשות את השינוי הזה בקלילות, ולראות איך הוא מאוורר לנו משאבים ואנרגיה, ומפקס אותנו באותו דבר, להביא את האנשים לסדנה, אבל עם קצת פחות כזה...
עצבים.
מוצ'ילה יותר קטנה על הגב, אני קורא לזה.
בדיוק.
אז זה ככה ההרווסטינג שלי מהשיחה הזאת, שהתחילה קצת דרמטית, ובסופו של דבר חזרה לעניינים.
צ'ק אאוט, ברוך.
כן, אני בדיוק חושב לעצמי מה נכון להגיד סביב המעגל צ'ק-אאוט הזה. אני חושב שאני גם כבר אמרתי את כל מה שיש והכל שקט. זה גם כיף לראות את מאיה.
חבר'ה, בואו נכוון שמחר ב-12 מי שלא יכול להגיע פיזית ינסה להתחבר וירטואלית, לפחות בשביל לקבל החלטות.
הסכמות.
הסכמות?
תודה.
יש מצב כזה?
יכול מאוד להיות שאני אוכל, אני אנסה.
אולי עדיף לי יותר מאוחר, כי אנחנו רק נפגשים ב-12, אין נתדיין.
נכון, יותר טוב לי אפילו יותר מאוחר, כי אני עובדת מחר.
לי יש פגישה ב-2, אז צריך לראות איך עושים את זה.
כן, 12.
אני הולכת לכתוב לעמית את הסיכום של מה שהיה פה, בקצרה. או מישהו אחר מוציא סיכום?
יש את הפרטים שמאיה מעלה, נכון? מאיה, את הצילום בכל אופן.
לא אני, זה דרור אמר שהשיחה עצמה מוקלטת, נכון דרור? השיחה תהיה ביוטיוב?
כן, אבל אף אחד לא יושב לראות את השיחה עכשיו ביוטיוב. צריך לשלוח איזה מייל קצר עם הזה. אתם רוצים שאני אעשה את זה?
אני חושבת, אני גם אשמח אם כאילו גם ללירון וגם למיטב וגם לענת, אולי אם מישהו יכול להרים להם טלפון ולדבר איתם קצת מעבר למיילים, זה נראה לי מספיק חשוב כדי to connect ברמה אישית, עם מישהו, או שנחלק את האנשים בינינו, כאילו שבאמת יהיה כזה, אם זה מרגיש.
אני אעשה את זה עכשיו, אני אעשה סיכומון לשיחה בתקציר במייל, ואני גם מתקשר למיטב ולירון.
ואני אעביר לעמית את כל הווייבס.
טוב.
קול.
יופי.
אנשים נפלאים.
נכון, ביי ביי.
יאללה לים, ביי.
מה יש מתגלגע?
צ'ק אאוט, כאילו גם אני.
אוי, מה לא עשתה צ'ק אאוט?
לא נורא.
למה תעשי?
נו, יאללה.
נו, יאללה.
Take it out.
תמיד קיוויתי שאנשים ירצו לשמוע אותי תחת הכותרת, נו יאללה!
מה תתלהבי?
כן. יופי, אני מרגישה ממש טוב לגבי מה שדיברנו, אני גם מרגישה שמריה מאוד שמעה אותי אתמול, אני גם הדגשתי לה כמה הלחץ המרכזי שאני חשה הוא הלחץ הכלכלי סביב הבקשות שלהם, ואני חושבת שהיא ממש שמעה אותי והם הורידו את זה מהותית, אני חושבת שהסבב שיחות שלה הבוקר אולי נבע מזה. רם, אני מזמינה אותך לפני שאתה עושה את האקסל החדש, לבדוק עם צילה, גם איך היא יכולה לראות מחדש סביב זה שזה לא 3 ימים, אלא לא 4 ימים, אלא 3, ובאופן כללי, כי אני יודעת שהיא גזרה את המחיר שלה.
צילה אמרה שהיא, כן, שהיא תיקח אותו מחיר כמו שלהם.
אוקיי, זה משמעותית פחות ממה שהיא, כאילו מה שכרגע זה יהיה אחלה. זהו. זה מה שרציתי לאמור, ולגבי מחר, אני גם יכולה, בשעות הצהריים אנחנו פה, כי האחיינית שלי ישנה, אז פשוט תסמסו אותי 10 דקות לפני שאתם רוצים לעלות לשיחה, ואני גם יוכל להתחבר. והמחמאות שלכם היו לי נורא נעימות, ואני הצלחתי להעביר את כל השיחה, בלי לדבר שום דבר על המסיבת בלי חולצות שקורית בבית של דרור וברוך. אני לא יודעת מה הולך שם, אבל נראה לי שהייתי רוצה להיות שם. צ'ק אאוט.
טוב.
גם אנחנו היינו רוצים.
תשלחי לנו תמונות, אנחנו.
כן.
שלח לך גם.
ביי חברים, תודה רבה לכולם, ממש תודה. ביי יוש.
ביי.
משופים חלוטים מאוד.
God's grace. Okay, yes.